We both had the honor of going on your podcast, and now Mr. Matt Overton is on the GodDog podcast.
That's right.
It's good to be on the other side of the mic this time. I tell you what, like doing your own podcast could be, as you know, time consuming.
Yeah.
It could be overwhelming at times. I mean, not just to get the guests, but, you know, to think about how you want the podcast to flow, the conversation. Then you got the editing, you got the audio, you got all the stuff, all the social posts. And so it's a daunting task, man. But for you guys to actually do it yourself, I mean, kudos for taking the step to actually do it. Yes, podcasts like the new trendy thing, everyone's doing it, but it was on my heart to share testimony and story and like really get vulnerable and open and talk about just the ugly stuff that most athletes don't talk about. Yeah, we talk about it in small group and men's groups and Bible study, but like outside of that, like people didn't feel like they could really open up and be vulnerable in a public setting on a podcast to share like real raw stuff. And so I wanted to create a safe space for teammates, friends, peers of mine, mentors of mine to do that. And I'm so grateful I did, but I was nervous. Like, who's going to listen to the podcast? You know, who's going to take it seriously? And it doesn't matter. I've been doing it for 2.5 years straight now. And I love doing it.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, I had both you guys come on and share your story and Stay Ready, the podcast. It's every week. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, but it's a faith-based, podcast.